Hi everyone, I'm David Griffin. I'm joined by Laura Prudom, and we're here to talk about Netflix and are they making too much content? 1,000 new original programs by the end of 2018, according to Netflix sources, which kind of makes my brain hurt, but in some ways it also kind of excites me because there's so much new stuff and just shuffling through all the craziness that is Netflix every week. I'm like, what's good, what's bad? But sometimes it feels like too much. Laura, I want to hear your opinion though. Do you think it's too much content?
It's so much content. Like, I just don't have time to watch the shows that I want to watch already that are on the air, let alone things that are new that I'm probably going to love. It's so stressful. Like, oh, boo-hoo, our lives are stressful, we're watching TV. It's a good problem to have, for sure.
It is a good problem to have.
But it's a matter of how many hours are there in the day to watch all of the shows and then to write about them, which is difficult.
Especially some of the bigger shows like Stranger Things,
Yes.
and you want to be in on the conversation. And of course, the weekend comes, everybody's got a little time off of work, and they want to binge those shows. It's a lot to binge, in one time. Sometimes I miss that weekly, little break every now and then. You talk about it with your friends, and then you kind of move on from there. But I want to talk about other ways that other companies have done it too. So you have Amazon Prime, of course. Now they drop all the episodes at once, but they don't have quite as much original content coming out.
Yeah.
Hulu takes their time. Hulu will maybe dump the first 3 episodes, like with the
They'll
Runaways.
get you hooked, and then they'll do week to week, which I prefer.
Yeah, and then
honestly.
CBS All Access.
Yeah,
week to week.
Yeah.
So if you're watching Star Trek Discovery out there, you're watching week to week. Do you have a preference, or do you like Netflix getting all the episodes at one time, or do you kind of like spacing it out a little bit, like Hulu or
It
CBS?
depends on the show. There are some shows like Glow Season 2, which is coming out very soon. I wanted to binge it. I didn't think that I would, but I sat down to watch the first episode, ended up watching all 10, and then was very sad that they were over, and I was like, now I'm going to have to wait another year for more. Hulu, I think, is probably my favorite of the streamers in terms of how they roll out. They kind of do the 2 or 3 episodes to get you hooked on it, and then week to week, so that you do kind of get a little bit of time to sit with the episodes. Right. You're not feeling in a rush to catch up so that you don't get spoiled. I think that's the biggest thing, certainly with the Netflix model.
Trying to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, trying to avoid spoilers. Like, it all drops at once. We don't know when our readers will be watching it all. We don't know when our friends will be watching it all. We don't know when we will be watching it all. It's, a guessing game of when is it appropriate to talk about spoilers? When can we roll out our content? When are the most people going to have seen it, so that we're not just shouting into the void about how great this one particular episode is or how the ending turns out.
Right. I think there's a couple shows behind my shoulder here that you can see. One of those is Castlevania, which is a great anime show. It's coming back for a second. It's already been renewed for a 3rd season, and it's 4 episodes. So that's one of those shows, definitely, I want all 4 episodes right away. Also, you have Stranger Things in the middle there. Stranger Things is a show that I think is a good binge.
It is a good binge.
It's something that I want all at once.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's popcorn, for sure. There are certain shows that lend to it, and certain shows that don't.
I would say Daredevil, Marvel shows, Luke Cage, season 2 that's upon us, and I think I would prefer those actually on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I enjoy Netflix. But now, one more thing I want to talk about though is let's go back to the old school way of watching TV. Things like cable
broadcast.
boxes, broadcast TV, the olden days, my olden days, and talk about the broadcast way of doing it, especially with HBO and FX. Those are my 2 personal favorite networks out there. Now they do like one big drama at a time. Right now on HBO, you have Succession. Westworld just ended. Then we'll get to Game of Thrones down the road. They usually do like one drama and a couple comedies. FX might do 1 or 2 dramas and some comedies, but they don't just, put out tons of content, dump everything at once. So I think HBO has the best ratio.
Yes.
They don't always knock it out of the park. They take a lot of time, put a lot of detail and attention into one specific show.
Well, that's the thing. They don't have the kind of budget that Netflix does. Netflix is making these multi-million-dollar deals with showrunners. They hand out $100 million kind of crazy money, which the broadcast and cable networks just can't compete with, and shouldn't. Honestly, I think that there is the quality over quantity issue. I think that something like Game of Thrones, something like AMC's Walking Dead, you can see the amount of money and usually the time and care that goes into it. Walking Dead maybe less so these days. But it's a weird thing that it's kind of the end of water cooler TV. You would have the Game of Thrones, the Walking Deads, the Lost of the world, where people would you know, make it an event to watch a TV show. Like, you know that everyone's going to be there on Sunday night watching Game of Thrones so that they can talk about it the next day. And we don't really get that now with Netflix and the other streamers because, you know, you don't know when someone's going to be watching it.
I think HBO's Game of Thrones is probably the last event show on right now. It's one that most people watch on Sundays. If you don't watch it on Sundays, of course,
you know you're getting spoiled.
You're staying off the Facebook, you're staying off Twitter, staying off Instagram because you're going to get spoiled. But Netflix is never catching up. I mean, they're just doing it a different way. But that's the question we have for you. Do you prefer all your content at once or released on a weekly basis? Let us know in the comments below. And for everything else going on in the entertainment world, be sure to check out our Season 2 reaction of Luke Cage and the best new shows of 2018 so far. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe to IGN everywhere you like to watch.